Well, hello everyone. This is KP the Math G here, and I forgot to say, okay, 2024. I'm always changing the date. I'm always using a different year every time, and this is question 6. Okay, we are dealing with the 2024 free response question number 6. And let me just step over here where we can see this. Says the cross section perpendicular to the x-axis is a rectangle with height equal to half its base. Find the volume of the solid. Now, when I was taking regular calculus, we had no problems like this back in the day. And that was several years ago. So when I got to teaching AP calculus, these kinds of problems came up, and of course naturally I had to learn how to solve these. It's actually becoming pretty easy now, but what you're dealing with is rectangular regions coming out, okay, from each little x, okay, and they're coming out. So this, so what it is the height of these is equal to half of its base. All right, so the height is actually, you learn very quickly, it's just g at x. So the height is g at x. Alright, so which is equal to x squared plus minus 2x, right? So 1/2 of the height, alright, so 1/2 the height is the base. Alright, so 1/2 of the height would be equal to 1/2 times now when you're dealing with volume though, you're dealing with base times the height times thickness. Alright, so that's what that is there. And anytime you see a cross section, alright, that's, you got to figure out what it is. It's a rectangle. Rectangle is length times width. If it had been something else, you know, you would have to use that formula for that. Okay? So I think they have rectangles. Square would be the easiest one. And I think there's probably a hemisphere or, you know, a half circle, whatever. It's been a while. But I do know that there are others besides the rectangle and the square. So basically that's what you're talking about here though. So that makes it pretty easy. So here's what we got. We know we're going from 2 to 5 here, right? And so we're integrating from 2 to 5. Alright, now this times this, so 1/2, let's put the 1/2 on the outside, 1/2 of this one, okay, so x squared minus 2x times x squared minus 2x, that's the height, okay, 1/2 the base here, 1/2, there's your base, alright, and then there's the height, and the thickness, alright, that's delta x dx, and there you go. That's how you set it up. So we're going to flip this over, and with a little math we got to multiply this out and work it out. So let's go ahead. It's going to take the entire board probably. So let's go ahead and do this, okay? Bear with me while I flip this over. Okay. Alright, let's work on that. Let's see. What we have? 1/2. We're just going to need a 1/2. We went from 2 to 5. Okay. X squared minus 2x times x squared minus 2x. And dx. Okay. 1/2. That's equal to 1/2 from 2 to 5. Now let's multiply this out. X squared times x squared is x to the 4. We don't need to make a mistake here. And believe me, I didn't make a mistake doing this. I made mistakes on the computation, one after another, I have to say. Even before, my wife was wondering when I'm going to bed. I said, let me finish this problem. And I finally got it right when she was in the next room brushing her teeth, getting ready for bed. And she asked me again, are you about ready for bed? I said, yeah, I'm almost done. And I finally got it. But I just kept making mental errors, and it's so easy to do this. Okay, so anyway, there's a negative 2x squared and a negative 2x. Multiply that, it's negative 2x cubed, and another negative 2x cubed is negative 4x cubed. A negative times a negative is a positive. Whoa, just don't miss signs, I'm telling you. It is so easy to do. 4x times x is x squared. And all we did was multiply this out. Of course, put dx on the end. Okay, there it is. The integrating is not hard. Okay, it's just that you have to, the computation can be a little bit, I would say in my case, annoying. It got annoying after a while. And I hate to use that. You're a math, yeah. Well, I used to be a teacher, but you're an instructor trying to teach us how to do this, and you're telling that a problem can be annoying. Well, you know, if I guarantee you, there's other instructors or professors or whoever, if they make a mistake somewhere, it can be annoying, and they may not admit it, but yes, it is annoying to them too. So anyway, I rest my case on being annoyed and some problems being annoying. And it's not that the problem is hard, it's just that the work getting there can be a little hard. Okay, well, alright, we just got to be a little careful. Alright, so now we're going to integrate here. Leave that right here. We're going to go from 2 to 5. Okay. Alright, x to the 5th. Remember, raise that exponent 1, divide by that same exponent. Not hard. 4, x to the 4th over 4. That can be taken care of, right? Because this is really 4 over 1, isn't it? Times that. And then plus 4x cubed over 3. Alright, so these will go out. And so we're really left with x to the 4th. So if you don't mind, I'm going to erase this and just put it down, x to the 4th right there. Alright, there it is. Minus x to the 4th plus 4x to the 3rd over 3. Problem is, we got two different denominators. Okay. That should be a 4 right here. Alright. Okay, now we did our integrating right. 5, 5, 4, that takes that 4 out. 3, 3 with the 4 out in front. Okay. We're good so far that I can see. Alright, now let's start putting these numbers in, okay? And I imagine somebody could tell me an easier way to do this, and I know there is, but we are going to go ahead and do this. Alright, so 5 to the 5th, and I'd like to just say 5 to the 1st. a reason. Alright, 5 to the 4th plus 4 times 5 cubed. Whether you put the cube on the outside or not does not matter, because, well, it just doesn't matter. This is a positive number, so it doesn't matter. But a negative number, it still wouldn't have mattered for an odd exponent, but for an even it would. Now you got to remember the minus sign and this. Does not hurt to put parentheses out here, okay? That just helps so much. 2 to the 5th over 5. Make sure you put the correct denominator here. If you don't, you're going to miss it. Okay, so 2 to the 4th. Alright, 4 times, we can do 4/3 if you want to. I don't care, it doesn't matter. 4/3 times 2 cubed. 2 cubed. We can do this here, 4/3. 4/3. We can just make this 4/3 times that, okay? It does not matter. Just remember, this is a minus sign here. Alright, now, equals 1/2. Okay. We can subtract exponents, can we? This is really 5 to the 4th, isn't it? 5 to the 4th minus 5 to the 4th. So all of this is 0, isn't it? So we got, okay, let's figure this out right quick. Let's see, 5 cubed is 125. 125 times 4, okay, times 4, I want to say is 500. I think I did that right. 5 4s are 20, 2 4s 8, 9 10, and yeah, 500. I remember that by heart, believe me. After doing something for so many times, you do remember stuff by heart. Okay, minus. This is all 1 0 here, remember. Plus this. Okay. Now minus. Now I'm just going to distribute this. 2 to the 5th is 32 over 5. 32 over 5. And this does take on the minus sign. This next term is plus, isn't it? Negative times a negative is a positive. 2 to the 4th is 16. Some things I still remember by heart. Alright, and then this is going to be a minus sign. So minus here. Okay, 4/3, 2 cubed is 8. Now, 4/3 times 8 is 32 over 3. Alright, I remember that being there. 32 over 3. I'm not sure that once you get here you're done, but we're going to go ahead and finish it off, okay? They came up with an answer on the answer thing, so we're going to, you can put units per, I want to say it's units per second. I'm not sure. No. It's a volume. Okay, I'm thinking about a different problem, y'all. I'm sorry. Units per second here. It's a volume. Okay. You get me? Let's just keep going. Okay. 1/2. Okay, let's go ahead and get a 15 down here. Alright. A denominator of 15. Let's do that. Alright, so 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 500 is 25. Boy, for whatever reason or another, I put 1500. I don't know why. Might have been thinking I multiplied by 3, but it's by 5. Let's multiply this by 3 and this by 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, there's that. Okay. And that's over 15. Alright. Well, 16 times 15. We've got to multiply this by 15. Alright, and we're going to have 15 underneath here. Alright. Okay, so let's see. 16 times 15. 6 5s are 30. I'm the old school way of doing this. There's an easier way of doing this, I'm sure. 6 5s are 30. 1 5 is 5, 6 7 8. Alright, 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. 8 plus 6 is 14. 1 plus 1 is 2. I think that is 240, don't you? I do believe. Alright, minus 5 times 3 is 15. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 3 is 15. And that's going to be 160. Alright. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's make that a little smaller there. Okay. Get that right about there. Might make one more little round here. Let's see. We're gonna get this thing. I know it's gonna be reduced down to something over 5. I want to say the answer is, total answer is 414 over 5. So let's get it. Okay. Alright, so let's see. I'm going to do this. I'm going to add the 2 positives and add the 2 negatives. Alright. So 25. I know I'm doing this way old school. Just, understand from a 65-year-old man, this is old school for me. I gotta look at it. 5 and 2 is 7. Boy, I sure hope that's right. That is right, isn't it? 240 plus, well, that looks to me. Okay, so 2740. Okay, 160 and 96. I know they're both negative, so we're going to put the negative sign at the end. Let's just do it now. Alright, 6 and 9 is 15. 1 and 1 is 2, so that looks right. So what we have here is 1/2. Well, let's put it down here. 1/2. Ooh, boy, it's going to be tight, isn't it? Okay, so what I have is 2740. Look at that, see? Why? My dog is barking. Oh my goodness, and I'm in the middle of a video. My wife is calling me to get my dog. Alright, let's figure this out. We're almost done anyway. My dog used to not bark at all, and now this dog barks at everything. As I said in one of my videos, knowing her name's Jenny, she's probably barking at a stinking butterfly out there. No, there's probably people across the road. They're our neighbors. They're friendly. But she still barks at them. Okay. Alright, hopefully 2740 minus 256. Well, I sure hope I get this right. If I don't, I'm just going to tell you what the answer is. And that's going to be it. 10 minus 6 is 4. 13 minus 5 is 8. 6 minus 2 is 4. And I'm thinking that looks really good. So this is equal to 1/2. 2484 over 15. Which I can really reduce that to 1, 2, 4, 2, half of each one, right? Alright, I think I can divide this by 3. So each one by 3. I think 3 goes into both of them. And I know 3 does, because look, 12 and 42, 3 goes into both of them, okay? If you add the digits, 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 4 is 7, 7 plus 2 is 9, 3 goes into 9. Alright, so 1242. Here's the moment of truth. 3 times 4 is 12. The 4 looks good. 4 times 1 is 4. I want 4. Oh, 1 times 3 is 3. There we go. Boy, look at me do that. 3 times 4 is 12. It is 414. 414 over 15 divided by 3 is 5. And believe me, After doing this so many times, I finally get it right the first time this time. Isn't that something? Kind of happy about that. You should have seen how many times I tried this. And it wasn't the calculus. It was the arithmetic that messed me up. And I'd do some kind of silly something, leave a sign off or make a minus where there's a plus and so on. Something careless. And just to go to show you, if a teacher can get careless, what about a student? Student can get careless, right? I don't say that to scare you, but that's the truth, isn't it? We all can get careless if we're not careful. So now that I've done this, I guarantee you 414 over 5 is what you're looking for here. That is the volume of this, of all these little squares. Ooh. Yeah. Ah. Look at that. All these little squares that come out. Okay. The volume of all of them. And again, the height is this. The base is 1/2 the height, isn't it? I believe that's the way it reads. Yeah, half its base. The height is 1/2 its base. Okay. The height, it doesn't matter. The height is 1/2 the base. Alright, so 1/2, okay, we will not say 1/2 the height, it's 1/2 the base. Alright, the height is 1/2 the base. Okay, so whether we put it here or here, alright, the height is 1/2 the base. Whatever the base is, the height's half of that. Okay, so there we go. Either way, you're going to get the same thing, right? So, okay, it doesn't matter. You can put base height, height base. Alright, so there it is. The height is 1/2 the base. Okay. Alright, there it is. Alright, so anyway, there it is right there. And so you just set it up like that, and that's basically, I mean, on a square you do the same thing. Okay, the base height will be the same. You just simply square that. That's what you do for a square. Okay, you simply square it, and you just have to know or have to remember what you learned in Algebra 1 is how to do this. Okay, right here, right there. Basic stuff, really. You just have to make sure you get this correct, and then from there the integration needs to be correct. Alright, I'm going to go. I'm going to go anyway. If they want this, I don't recognize this number, so if they want to send me a message, they can send me a message. Anyway, between dog barking and my phone ringing, maybe I can finish my lesson here by saying, this is KP the Math G. I do appreciate doing this. I appreciate your patience in this. That's why I picked B, because A and C are can very quickly be done, and we'll probably do A and C next. This makes my 164th. This will be my 164th YouTube video, all calculus based, by the way. And so anyway, KP the Math G getting ready to sign off. Please, if you haven't subscribed, please do that. If you want to hit that like button, I always smile when I always say this when I see a like on that. But if you don't want to do either one, you can make a comment. And if you don't want to do any of those three, that's all right. This is not for my glory. It does sharpen my brain up a little bit. I'm proud that I got this answer the first time around. But it's more for you. It's all for you, really. And so this is a day that I just thought, since there's snow on the ground outside, nothing else to do inside, figured I'd just go ahead and post you a nice little video here, just to give you the idea of what you're looking at when you see that word, or those two words cross section together. Just know that's what you're going to do. Okay. All right. KP the Math G signing off. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great day.